Today I'm on Bridgeton Road. I'm at the west end of Bridgeton Road at Blue Frog Landing. I'm going to show you a floating house that's coming up for sale very soon here in Portland. This is a floating home mortgage with not many floating homes at all, under a dozen. You can see it here in the background. The house is in an outside slip, as almost all of them are here. So they have a view of the main channel. It's a pretty entertaining stretch of the river, which you can see behind me as I turn around here slowly. There are other floating homes across the way. That's Tomahawk is the name of that mortgage across the way on Hayden Island. What I'm going to do is, instead of making a video of just a couple of minutes long and showing you the best clips of the house and dramatic music and all of those things, I'm going to walk down into the mortgage, show you what the approach to the house looks like, show you the house itself, of course, the views, and tell you a little bit more about the mortgage, and also starting right now before we walk down, what is here on Bridgeton Road. There are a couple of restaurants nearby. It's not far from Alberta Street, which has a lot of restaurants and bars and things, and then right across the way, right behind me, is Hayden Island, which of course has all sorts of shops and big box stores and other things, including restaurants and bars and all sorts of stuff. It's not far from downtown Vancouver too. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to walk down into the mortgage. I'll show you the approach to the house, what it's like. I mean, it's a very well maintained mortgage. The ramp is big, wide. It's not too awfully steep in comparison with some other floating home mortgages ramps. And without further ado, let's take a look at this house, which is super cute. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom floating home right here on the Columbia River. And as always, give me a call if you have any questions about this house or any other floating home for sale. Give me a call, I'll answer, we'll talk. Here we go. All right, so this is the walk down into the mortgage. Like I said, I'm going to show you everything about what it looks like here. This is not Blue Frog Landing. This is the mortgage next door, Buoy 1, which currently is owned by the same person who owns Blue Frog. And as you can see, there's the Blue Frog. So you know you're in the right place. So there's a little gap between the two floating home mortgages. As I mentioned, there are not very many floating homes in this floating home mortgage. And in fact, that's the case with all of the floating home mortgages on Bridgeton Road. They're all pretty small. The 127 floating homes that there are on Bridgeton Road are spread out among 14 different floating home mortgages. Here, I'll show you. Even the pilings here, I mentioned this is a very well-maintained mortgage. These are super stout. There's room, as you can see, as we approach here, to keep a boat on the side of the house, which is great. In case you need another boat slip, there are boat slips that you can rent back there. And this is the house. I'll show you inside here in a minute. All right, so now we're walking out towards the front of the house, which is on the north side of the house here. And this is the view. There's an awning that's affixed to the deck. Let me show you that. It's super sturdy. Gives you a lot of shade to sit out and enjoy this place in the summertime. There's also a built-in step down, so if you pull up on a boat, it makes it easier to step out, also for kayaks and things too. This is the view that you have sitting here on the front deck. From time to time, you'll see boats over across the way, not just by those waterfront properties there on Hayden Island that have their own boat dock, but people come and get together over there. There's a little sandbar that's clear from time to time. People splash around and go swim over there, which is pretty nice. The water here does move in the wintertime and in the spring when the water is higher. I mean, there's definitely a flow to it. In the summertime, it's pretty chilled out. We're in the tidal zone of the river. The water is not brackish, it's all fresh, because we are pretty far from the ocean, but still twice a day in the middle of summer, you really notice that the water slows down and sometimes actually flows upriver. So from where we're standing, from left to right, so away from Astoria and towards the mountains. Let me turn around, I'll show you the rest of the deck here. There is a built-in boat slip, boat dock here for this rowboat, which also has a sailing rig that you can put onto it, which is pretty great. So this is the front of the house. There are a couple of storage boxes here on the deck. There's plenty of room to sit in the shade. You can move, be in the sun too, of course. Like I said, the house is super cute. I'm gonna show you that in a minute. It has a metal roof. This floating home here on Bridgeton Road. It's in a great spot to enjoy the river. All right, let's go inside and take a look. I'm gonna show you inside this 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom floating home. The house has a mini split system for heating and cooling, which makes the place pretty cozy in summertime and also in the winter. You know, this is a great time to point out. People ask me pretty often whether it's loud on Bridgeton Road because we're kind of close to the airport. If you were to take a look at the orientation of the runway, it angles west to northwest for takeoff most of the year because the prevailing winds come from that direction. And by the time the planes, the commercial planes, are up in the air, they are way up and north from here. You hear them, but it ends up being kind of like being in any other major metropolitan area where there's an airport in the city or on the edge of the city. So it's not unduly loud. It's not conversation halting. It is not bad at all. It's just my opinion, but that's what I've experienced here. This 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house has nice cabinetry, 2 color cabinetry, so wood on the base cabinet fronts and high gloss white on the upper cabinets. I want to show you here too. This is a pull-out pantry shelf unit, built-in drawers that slide out too. It's pretty nice. There's a nice ceiling fan with lights. I'm popping back out to show you the scene out here. It's not every day that you have a sailboat in your front yard, but today's one of those days. Here, it happens every day, but not in most places. All right, so we're gonna cruise through the rest of the house real quick. Here is the bathroom with nice bold red cabinets. There's a shower, washer and dryer is here too. And then the bedroom's in the back. We're filming this in summertime. It's a little toasty outside. And it's cozy back here with the mini split system on. The air conditioning from that cools this place down really, really well. Let me show you the view here. It's a nice sized closet and then also a built-in unit here along the wall. I'm gonna pop back outside and show you more of the view outside. As always, give me a call anytime if you have any questions. I'll answer any questions you have. All right, so as we take in the scene on the street, so to speak, actually right on the river, I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about this floating home moorage. So people often ask me too whether the airplane noise is very loud, and what I'll say to that is it does not halt conversation by any means. It's not too awfully loud at all. I mean, it's like being in any other major city. Say if you were in Chicago near O'Hare, in the suburbs out in Northwest, or if you're on the South Side, Midway's in town. Same thing in Boston, same thing in San Francisco, San Jose. There are airports in big cities everywhere, and it's pretty similar to that. So it's not anything that really is too interruptive of enjoying your time hanging out outside, seeing people go by in their boats. So as far as the moorage goes, it's in very good shape, as you saw on the walk down. This house itself, the deck itself, I'm gonna point down as that cool looking boat goes by. It's really nice. It's very well maintained. It's relatively new decking. The mini split system inside is relatively new. That was put in over the past couple of years. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn and show you the windows here. These are really nice Pella windows and a Pella door, set of French doors with built-in shades. These are pretty high-end. They keep the heat out. They keep the heat in the wintertime, keep the heat out in the summertime. This is a nice feature of the house, in addition to having the mini split systems for heating and cooling. That's the end of the tour. Give me a call anytime. I'm John. I'll answer, we'll talk. Give me a call anytime about this house or any other floating house for that matter. That's the end of the tour. Unfortunately, I have to go to another appointment. Otherwise, I would just hang out here all day long and enjoy the view. Give me a call anytime about this house. I'll answer any questions you have. I'm John. Give me a call. We'll talk. Bye.